First of all, thanks everyone for jumping in today. This is a bit of an extension of an experiment that we started during quarantine, actually. And there was so much uncertainty that a few execs started getting together for a weekly call to just understand what was happening in different markets, in different cities, in different companies, and figure out how to navigate all that. And we found that we were really focusing more and more often on that employee experience, like how to be able to keep people together and how to be able to drive culture when a lot of the things we used to have are no longer really weren't there anymore. Started thinking about how can we connect other leaders that are thinking about creating really solid and interesting employee experiences that could drive both culture and profit. And we called it EXPod because we wanted to highlight the idea of small groups of people. We often talk a lot about how culture is shaped by two things, by rituals and by storytelling. And so in this group, we want to be able to lean into both of those, adopting a chance to hear stories from people who have done things that either worked or didn't work, as well as creating rituals where we can get people together in smaller groups. So that's where the EXPod came from. And I think the reason why you're here as we think about this, we were looking for people who have an active role in shaping their company culture, who really see themselves as setting the tone for their businesses. And they understand that, especially with the Great Resignation coming, that setting an employee experience is an integral part of achieving success in the business, that you can draw bottom line results by delivering a phenomenal employee experience.
Yeah, this is really all about the tension that many of us manage as leaders in organizations. The reality is we have to keep so many things in balance, and sometimes there is natural tension that emerges. And we really hope that the experience of being part of this community will bring you into conversation where you can feel that sense of belonging, because so many of us are trying to motivate people and balance the books, build the business and develop, create, and build teams. And also we're trying to foster a culture, as Mark said, as well as a learning environment where the standards are high, we have high touch, there's high care, and all of that needs to coexist.
So today we're going to be diving into this topic where our goal will be to try to get some new insights, break into small teams and hear from each other. And the key thing we really want to differentiate this group from like other things you might be a part of is that we want to give very practical advice, not just theory, but like things you can be putting immediately into use. So today we're going to be highlighting a series of tools, practices, articles you can read, things that will hopefully help you drive your decision making between now and the next time we regroup. Following that, we'll send out a newsletter saying, here are the recaps in case you couldn't make it, here are the articles, here are the books recommendations, these are the things we want you to try. And that will then get back together in about 2 weeks in what's called a pod breakout. So people will be able to get together and say, hey, I tried that thing you recommended, and here's how it worked, or here are the new things we learned. So as we go through, these are the things we want you to be thinking about explicitly today. 1, try to meet someone new and engage, learn more about their business and where they're coming from. 2, share both lived experiences, but listen for stories of things that worked and didn't work. Again, things you can put immediately into use. And find some things that will encourage that swift action. We're looking, when we regroup on July 8th in small breakouts, to take at least a few things away that you can be putting into your business immediately from the topics and conversations that we're learning from today.
Yeah, we thought we would just bring forward a few different ground rules that we might use as a guide to help us interact most effectively over the course of the next hour and a half. So you can see them listed here. We're seeing so much now about the importance of being fully present and really staying engaged. And I know there are so many distractions for all of us. And to really be in conversation with each other, bring forward ideas, as Mark said, and ultimately take away those actions. We know there's going to be very different opinions. That's why we've invited all of you to the table here. And so we really encourage you to speak your truth. You know, having an open mind and an open heart is such an important part of being in these conversations. So we hope that you'll be open to influence and also to the questions that we're going to be asking each other, and maybe even taking some risks along the way, embracing some discomfort, stepping out and exploring some new ideas and opportunities, given all that we've had to reimagine, especially over the course of the last year and a half. Making space for others, you know, the breakouts are going to give us a chance to come together in conversation, and there will be 3 or 4 of you in breakouts. So we just want to make sure that everybody has a place to bring their voice in and a way to be heard. We would love to think that there's a way to put a nice bow on this, but that's probably not going to happen in the hour and a half that we have. We're going to just keep the space open and really encourage you to come away today with some key actions that you can put into practice. And then we'll keep the conversation going and hear some of your stories when we get back together on the 8th. So hopefully these ground rules can guide us in our conversation over the course of the next hour or so.